Hey YouTube, KiraModel56 here. Back with another Let's Play of Knights of the Old Republic 2, the Sith Lords. In the last video we pretty much took an orbital shuttle from the base to the polar region, and we came into the empty mesa that Beodur talked about when we were still on the planet's surface. And apparently this mesa is a Jedi Academy, but curiously enough, there are actually no Jedi, or Padawans rather. So that's kind of fishy. But anyways, we got finished talking with the Jedi Master here, Atris. So let's go ahead and explore this place, and we'll be on our way. So let's go ahead and just explore. Let's go through these doors and see what's in here. So, a lot of handmaiden sisters. They all look alike. Looks like a training ground here. I'm not going to go through these doors yet. I'm actually going to free my companions, my friends first. And, yeah. So, wow, here we are.
Did you find what you came for?
That depends. What was I supposed to find here?
There was something from your past here, something unresolved. I feel we did not come to this place by chance. You were led here. This woman who resides here, she did something to you once, something that hangs upon you still.
The woman here is a Jedi, Atris, one of the Council.
There is a Jedi here, perhaps, in that you are correct. Yet there are no students, and this woman, this Atris, surrounds herself with those who cannot feel the Force. Curious.
Atris plans to heal the galaxy, then rebuild the Order.
Plans are fragile things, and life often dashes expectations to the ground. Perhaps students will come to her in time. For now, she is surrounded by those who cannot feel the Force.
Aren't the handmaidens students?
No, her servants are not Jedi. Their minds are walls, trained to resist tricks of the mind. This discipline blinds them to the Force as well, even if they were Force-sensitive.
How do you know that? Were you reading their minds?
Invade the mind of another? It is not something done carelessly, or when there is nothing to be gained.
Let's talk about it on the way out of here.
Very well, let us depart.
Is Zan okay? He looks all cold.
He's only sleeping. It seems the journey here has fatigued him.
Alright then, let me free you.
I am sorry, General. I must have lost consciousness in the crash.
There's nothing to apologize for. Are you sure you're okay?
I'm fine, General. Even power has been restored to my arm. What is this place? Where are we?
A Jedi Academy, concealed on the northern pole of Telos.
This must be where I had detected the energy readings before, and the drain to the restoration shields. This room, this place, it looks part of a huge polar irrigation system, possibly planet-wide, like the one on Coruscant. I had been told by the Republic that it was not in use.
Are you well enough to travel?
I am, General. If you wish, I may travel with you, or join you at the ship.
Meet me at the ship and prep it for launch. We're leaving as soon as we can.
Very well, General. I will await your arrival.
Mistress, you summoned me.
I have a task for you. The exile is dangerous. I'm concerned that he was able to return to Republic space and reach Telos without my knowledge.
Mistress, the Harbinger was lost in transit. It was our failing.
What is done is done. But now I need you to travel with him.
Mistress,
I realize what I'm asking of you, and I am asking that you keep your purpose a secret, even from your sisters. I need someone to watch the exile closely, and let me know if he contacts the Sith. More importantly, I need you to study him closely. I need to know what he thinks, what he does. Become part of his group. Earn his trust. Get him to confide in you.
I will do as you ask, Mistress.
No, this is new.
But Mistress, the exile did not seem to pose a threat to us.
Ah, but he does. Do not be fooled by the exterior. It is his nature you must beware. He fell to the dark side once. he will do so again. I am trusting you with this task, last of my handmaidens. Do not disappoint me. The galaxy, the Jedi, may depend on it.
Okay, so yeah, that part was kind of new. Like, I have played this game a few times, and I just have never ever seen that before. So that's pretty interesting. I think it might be restored content from the TSL RCM, which is pretty sweet. Okay, now that we've rescued our friends, let's go ahead and talk to one of these sisters.
Why have you approached me?
Hey, do all these women look alike? Not like I'm complaining, I mean, it's interesting.
They are Ichani. It is not unusual for their children to share similar features from the same parents.
If you have a reason for approaching me, speak it.
The Ebon Hawk, where is it?
Your ship is stored in the hangar. Atris has given you permission to leave this place, and permission to return if you remain in her service.
I had some other questions for you.
You may ask.
What do you do here?
We serve the Jedi, and we watch.
Serve what Jedi? There's not many here.
Atris is the only Jedi here, this is true, but the Mistress will bring others in time.
Are you training to become Jedi?
I assume you meant no insult. It is forbidden for us to become Jedi. Even if we possessed the awareness of the galaxy that the Jedi possess, we are here because we are not Jedi. That is our purpose.
Why would it be an insult?
We have taken an oath to never follow the teachings of the Jedi, only to watch those of the Order and carry out Atris's will should it be necessary. Atris believes the new Jedi Order that shall arise here will need to be guarded and watched by those not touched by the Force. She thinks it will give balance.
I'm not sure I understand.
The Jedi have long since lacked anyone to judge their actions and provide support should their power corrupt them. We are this strength. The Jedi Civil War proved that the Jedi are in need of such guidance. It is our duty to watch for aggression, rage, passion, and end it before it takes root.
That sounds harsh.
It is not harsh. It is necessary.
You guard Jedi?
A crude way of describing our duty, but in a sense, yes.
And who watches you?
Atris is the one we serve, and she guides our actions.
But Atris is a Jedi, and you are supposed to watch Jedi.
Atris is trusted. She has watched Jedi rise and fall and knows the ways of both paths to see the signs when they begin. She is a worthy one to judge the Jedi, when the Jedi refuse to judge their own.
If she is truly unbiased, then she may yet prove a good judge.
And therein lies her strength. We have known Atris many years, and she has shown much wisdom.
I had some other questions for you.
You may ask.
Why do all of you look the same?
We share the same father, and we all bear the face of our mother. It is not unusual for the Ichani of the same parents to be born so as to be indistinguishable to outsiders.
But the one handmaiden who challenged us when we arrived, she looks different.
As I have said, it is not unusual for the Ichani of the same parents to be born so as to be indistinguishable to outsiders.
So she had a different set of parents?
If you seek to raise anger in me, you will fail, Exile. I tolerate your presence only upon orders of the Mistress. She did not order me to endure your questions.
My apologies. I meant no offense.
One cannot take back an action, and often apologizing for it only compounds the insult. Simply drop the matter and be silent.
Alright, never mind. Let me ask you something else.
You may ask.
I had some questions about Atris.
The Mistress? What of her?
What can you tell me about her?
She leads us. As she rebuilds Telos, she rebuilds the Order, and through them, the galaxy.
And how she planned to do that?
We serve the Jedi. We do not question them. Yet, Atris has told us that the work here at Telos may pay for similar efforts in many worlds along the Rim that were destroyed when the Jedi turned on each other. She has said the Jedi Order needs such a foundation if it is to rebuild. She faults the teaching of many of the Jedi Masters as the spark of the Jedi Civil War.
Indeed. A most curious reason for a war.
Atris has said that if Revan and Malak had been properly instructed in the ways of the Jedi, they never would have fallen, and nor would you, Exile.
And what does Atris consider proper training?
That is unknown to me. I have never observed Atris to teach Jedi, nor would I wish to.
Yes, to teach one needs students. I have seen few of those since our arrival.
Atris has chosen instead to focus her efforts on galactic recovery. Once the galaxy breathes again, disciples will come.
Atris knows nothing, and she'll transmit her ignorance to anyone who follows her.
She predicted you would say as much. She seems to know you quite well. Perhaps you are the one who knows nothing.
I had some other questions for you.
You may ask.
I want to know about this place.
This was once a mighty irrigation center for Telos. It survived the orbital bombardment of the Sith, though the inhabitants did not. Ancient irrigation channels still lie beneath the surface of Telos, waiting to be used again for the reconstruction efforts, controlled from this facility.
So, Atris resides within the frozen heart of this world.
That is a peculiar way of seeing it, but it can be described by such an abstract, yes.
But why is Atris here?
Shortly before the destruction of Dantooine by the forces of the traitor Jedi Malak, Atris had many Jedi artifacts and knowledge transported here secretly.
Artifacts?
Yes, many relics from Dantooine, some which predate even the destruction of Ossus. She was not able to save all, but she saved enough.
If these relics predate Ossus, then she has saved much knowledge, and much of the Jedi teachings.
She was able to bring them here before the Academy's destruction. It was a fortunate thing. She was not able to save everything.
I'd like to see some of this Jedi knowledge.
Viewing the relics is not allowed without Atris's permission.
Atris has allowed me to walk freely here. Surely that implies trust.
There is truth in what you say. Yet many such artifacts are sealed away in Atris's chambers. But if you wish to see a few of them, speak to the last of the handmaidens. She has seen some of these objects and has an interest in such things.
Last of the handmaidens.
Yes, she should be in the training chamber to the north and west of here. She constantly seeks to improve herself so that she may no longer be ranked last among us.
Why is she ranked last?
Because she is easily distracted by matters that do not concern her or her duty. Such distractions weaken her, and she knows this.
Distractions such as...
I will not speak of them. Ask her yourself, if it matters to you.
I'll go seek her out now, then. Alright, so we got some pretty interesting backstory there. I could have sworn there was a handmaiden here that would talk about something very special about Aten. Let's try this one. I think they all say the same thing, though.
Why have you approached me? You...
Let's see... Okay, I don't really see it here, but... Let's just talk to Aten and see what happens.
Ah, hey. You're back with us. We were just on our way to rescue you from those ghost women when, we got locked up.
Are you okay? You look a little disoriented.
Don't worry about me, I'm fine. How did things go with the Jedi here? Are you all done?
If by done, you mean allying ourselves with them? Then yes.
Well, that's not exactly what I wanted to hear.
Forget it. Let's go.
What? Look, I'm fine, okay? I was just a little dizzy when I first woke up.
Are you sure?
Look, I appreciate the concern, really, but I'm fine.
Got it. Just wanted to check on you. Okay, so apparently I can't get him to go through that dialogue. That is really weird. Oh well. Let's just go through the rest of these doors. Ooh, yay, free stuff. Ooh, Zazan Shah Initiate Armor and 2 energy shields, Arcanian energy shields. General Clarity. General Clarity again. I think this should go out to the holding cells. Yeah, okay. Probably gonna make a stop to the training chamber. And yeah, there is a little thing that you can do around here where you can fight the Handmaiden sisters to get some experience. And oh, who's that? Looks like T3.
Well, if it isn't the one who stole the Ebonhawk. Not so smug now, are you little thief?
Don't be a fool. Atris stole the ship and the droid.
Says you.
T3, are you alright? It wasn't your fault they took the ship, T3. Hold on. What information are you talking about? Why would she want what's in your memory core? You can fill me in later. Let me get you out of there first. We'll see you at the Ebonhawk. Yay, more light side points, and some influence with T3, which is always good because influence with T3 is just... it proves to be really helpful towards the end. Okay, so we can clearly see the Ebonhawk right there, so we could leave right now, but I think we still have to go back to the training chamber. So let's see, where is that located? Okay, it's right there. So... let's see... yeah, I'm probably not going to record the Handmaiden fights because those just take too long. I mean, all you basically get is like 800 experience, I think. So it's nothing really important. But we will talk with the last of the Handmaidens here and get the rest of the items that are behind these doors. Let's just talk to her.
You are the exile. The one Atris warned us about.
Are you the last of the Handmaidens?
I am the last of the Handmaidens. This is correct. I train so that one day that will no longer be true.
The others said you were easily distracted from your training.
It dishonors me that they would say such a thing to an outsider, but I cannot deny the truth in what they say. My thoughts are not always focused on training. Perhaps once having known the ways of the Jedi, you may understand what occupies my thoughts.
What do you mean?
There is much knowledge here, and only one of the Jedi remain. There is so much about their ways of battle, their forms, their stances, that may be lost forever if the last of the Jedi is taken from the galaxy.
Battle is not the truth of the Jedi teachings. I believe it be... damn it, sorry guys. I believe it to be the farthest thing from it.
I know your meaning, but I have not been clear on mine. Stance, form, discipline are a means of expression and communication. They speak one's heart and one's devotion to their cause.
Devotion to their cause?
Yes, the methods you use to meet your opponent speak truer than any words can express. When you risk pain or death, there is no truer sacrifice or strength.
So you'd consider slaughter a means of expression?
It was to the Jedi traitor Malak. It was to the Jedi traitor Revan. When Telos was destroyed, it showed Malak's heart through its execution and intent. It was brutal, without finesse, but showed his commitment to defeat the Jedi. Yet with Revan, there was the same commitment, but it was a subtle thing, like weaving threads in a tapestry, or strokes upon a canvas. He spoke through battle and tactics, in a way one could never do in words. He showed his heart at Malachor V, and finally, at the end of the Jedi Civil War. I believe he was speaking to Malak in that final battle, though few knew it.
Revan turned on Malak, once a friend, and killed him.
What stronger display than death for conveying one's sense of being betrayed by one's own student? Revan's anger must have been great indeed.
To claim to know anything of Revan's choices, or what lay in his heart when Malak fell, is conceit, servant of Atris. And whether Revan had any choice in the matter at all is something else you should consider. The Force is a powerful thing to wield, or deny.
But to say that seems an untruth based on what I know of the Jedi. The Force can drive others, but there is still choice, is there not?
Ah, but at what point does the power the Force exerts submerge any attempt at choice or free will? You have taken a complicated question, servant of Atris, and you have trivialized it with your answer and lack of experience.
If there is no choice in the Force, then our teachings and our actions are for nothing, and I refuse to believe that is true.
Let me ask you something else.
You may ask.
I heard you know something of the relics Atris has stored here.
I know a little of them, yes. Much Jedi knowledge is stored here. Secrets of their teachings, combat styles, and discipline.
Where is it stored?
The Jedi relics are kept by Atris, within the walls of her meditation chamber. Entry is forbidden.
But surely they are not forbidden to Jedi such as myself.
Atris has made her orders on the matter clear, and she says you are no Jedi. Entry to her meditation chamber is forbidden. To even ask shows you doubt my loyalty to her.
Where do these relics come from?
Most come from Dantooine, brought here before the academy there was destroyed by Malak. Not all relics were able to be saved, for there was not time to rescue them all.
You said most came from Dantooine. Well, what about the others?
I am not permitted to speak of such things, and it is not your concern.
Have you ever seen these relics?
I have seen a few of them. Yes, they were not always in Atris's meditation chamber.
Can you tell me about the ones you saw?
There were many relics, among them small cubes, warm to the touch, each containing their own light.
Jedi holocrons, yet warm to the touch, you said.
Yes, and with a light about them. When held, some would speak, ask strange questions.
Questions?
Yes, their questions were confusing. They seemed to think I was someone else, someone's student.
Ah, of course they did. A simple misunderstanding, no doubt.
I had thought perhaps I had damaged them in some way, but I could not think of what I had done.
Let me ask you something else.
You may ask.
What should I ask her now? Let's do number 4. You look different than the other women here.
I honor the face of my mother. It is not something spoken of in the company of others.
So you have a different mother, but the same father.
I do not wish to discuss it. If there is something else you wish to ask, you may do so.
I apologize. I meant no offense.
There is no need to apologize. You were merely remarking on something that you saw. There is no wrong in that.
Is it a sensitive subject?
It is not a sensitive subject, but a subject that requires trust. There is no such trust between you and I, and such trust takes time.
Let me ask you something else.
You may ask.
Okay. So I think the last question we have to ask her is going to be number 1.
She said, you betrayed the Jedi by going to war when it was forbidden to you. You turned on your masters, your teachings, and yourself.
I went to war to protect others, not to fight.
That is not all she says. She says you know nothing of loyalty to any cause except your own animal instincts, and she told us why you fell to the dark side.
And why was that?
Atris says that you fell to the dark side in the Mandalorian Wars when you gave in to your lust for battle. Once you tasted war, you could not give it up.
that doesn't explain why I stopped fighting after the Mandalorian Wars.
Atris says when the Dark Lord Revan returned to the Republic, you did not march with them because you had fallen so far you could no longer feel the Force.
Anything else?
I believe that is the extent of her expressed feelings toward you. There are variations at times, but all rise from the same foundation.
Expressed feelings.
Yes, it is difficult sometimes for others to truly speak their heart or listen to it. The words often prove difficult, or they do not come at all.
What do you think Atris's heart says?
Without having seen you and Atris fight, I cannot say. Battle is a pure form of expression. It is heart and discipline, reduced to movement and motion.
Well, I have no wish to fight Atris.
Then her expressed feelings will have to suffice.
Never mind, I'll be going now.
Before you go, Exile, question for you, if I may ask it. You have touched the Force. What does it feel like?
It is a difficult thing to describe.
Please, I wish to know.
The warmth of the sun without the glare. You can feel its light and its heat, but there is no harshness to it.
It is like a cloud, a mist that drifts from living creature to creature, set in motion by currents and eddies. It is the eye of the storm, the passions of all living things turned into energy, into a chorus. It is the rising swell at the end of life, the promise of new territories and new blood, the call of new mysteries in the dark.
I see. Thank you both. I appreciate you sharing your knowledge with me.
It was my pleasure. Alright, so we got some more light side points, so we are going to the light, which is pretty sweet. Okay, so let's just go through all these places, see if we got any. Yeah, we got some containers here. Some of them require security skills, so that's where N comes in. Hopefully his security skills actually decent enough, because if it's not, it's gonna suck. I really don't want him to waste level ups just to level him up for security purposes, which is really just not worth it. Karakan, gauntlets, and some other stuff. Let's check out these gauntlets and see what they do. Save all +3 and dexterity +1. Wow, these are actually pretty good gloves. Not too bad, actually. Alright, so, N.
I hear you.
You're up.
Let me take care of this.
There
Pure
we go.
Bazak.
Meditation band. Damage immunity 20% versus the dark side. Saves will +1 and wisdom +1. That actually... Whoa, lag. Yeah, that actually proved to be pretty useful. As a consular, I think. Nothing in here. Yay, another container.
Let me take care of this. Pure Bazak.
Sith War Sword and an Achani shield. Not bad, not bad. And the last room. And there's something here.
Let me take care of this. Pure Bazak.
Components. Okay, so that was a decent haul, I think. So that's pretty much going to cover it for this part. I mean, after this, we're pretty much just going to go to the Telos base. So I'm going to cut off here, try and get all the handmaiden experience stuff, and then I'll start recording again once we get back to the place with the Ebon Hawk. And after that, there'll probably be like a movie cutscene with the Ebon Hawk taking off or something like that. So I'll see you guys in a bit. Hey guys, I'm back. So yeah, I went through that handmaiden battle. It's kind of tedious actually. So yeah. Well, we're done with this place, so let's just go to the Ebon Hawk and finally get off of Telos and actually get into some like exciting stuff. Because now we have a job to do. We have to go to some planets and we need to try and recruit some people that'll help us in this time of need. So the next few episodes will pretty much unfold the story and that'll be pretty sweet. As to which planet I'm going to go to first, you're just going to have to wait until the next video to check it out. So I'm going to enter the Ebon Hawk like now, and there should be a movie cutscene after this. So until next time, see you guys later.